So here's a very dull drill bit, and I have about 1,000 of these, and I keep throwing them away, and finally I purchased something that was supposed to fix that problem. So this is a drill bit sharpener, and today we're gonna give it a try to see if we can sharpen out these drill bits. I got this one from Harbor Freight. It costs about $5. It's supposed to work via a drill, so you can put a drill bit through here and then this should sharpen it. It's for different sizes, so if you look at it, it has different sizes. Let's establish a baseline how bad this drill is. Anyway, it makes more noise than anything. Should give you a good idea of how bad it is. Now let's try to sharpen it and see how good it's going to work after. First we got to find out how thick this thing is so we know where to insert it. So this is a 9.5. It's a 9mm bolt. So between 5 and 8, in the middle between 8 and 12 at the end. I assume that this is how it works. Now it didn't say anything in the instructions as far as the level of which you're gonna cut the bolt tip. So where you're gonna go as far as like the angle, it doesn't have any kind of a, like you could turn this one 1,000 times over here and there's no locking mechanism or anything, so you kind of like, well, you're just guessing, trying to follow the old angle for the old bit. Interesting. Let's see. So I'm gonna turn the drill on. It was a completely pure guess, and I don't think I guessed right at all. So what we have is we have a little bit of a sharpening going on over here, but I don't know if I guessed the angle right, because it's just pure guess. Okay, this ain't looking right, that's for sure. So let's give it a try, see if it drills better now, but I think I need more research on how to adjust the angle. Well, let's give it a try and see what's gonna happen. Right next to it. Whoa, that didn't work at all. So the drill doesn't have a tip anymore, so it just runs everywhere. It definitely sharpened it up. Am I happy with it though? It works as good as it was new? No way. So I still need to figure out how this thing was supposed to work, because it still doesn't bite very well. My first drill attempt was too flat. It was too flat like this. So I have to bring it up a little bit with my finger and then turn it around a little bit more and basically get it at a steeper angle. Let's see what's gonna happen. One thing I discovered when you push your finger this way, these parts of the drill bit are fairly sharp. So it will try to cut your skin on the bottom of your finger, so you gotta be careful with that. I can feel it trying to bite it off. This ain't looking right at all. This won't bite. It's even the angle of attack. It's too steep right now, so we're gonna go on a less steep angle because that's not gonna bite that way. Yeah, this is pretty, not that I'm not trying, but this ain't working. So let's see how it's gonna bite and drill now. Wow, so I didn't make a good tip on it at all. It's can't even start, but let me see if I could go into the old hole, see if it's actually gonna bite it. So if you ask me what's the verdict on this thing, it's absolutely useless. I could do as good of a job just using a just a grinder at home. So it's flexible. So look how flexible it is. So it changes the angle of your drill bit when you do that. It doesn't have a way to lock the drill bit in here. So because it doesn't have a way to lock the drill bit in here, you have to push it with your finger. And this is sharp, so it's trying to cut the bottom of your finger. Getting the angle right over here, it's absolutely impossible. And it's not just because of the fact that you kind of like guessing, but also it's flexible. So the fact that it's flexible over here is just makes it useless. So $5, if you would save your drill bits, it would be worth it, but this one is not saving your drill bits, so I don't say it's worth it. I'll give it a don't buy. This is gonna go back to Harbor Freight and they could deal with it, but yeah, this is garbage. I might not be the best guy in the world, but I'm pretty good at figuring things out, and this just doesn't seem to make any sense. Just another Chinese crap. So what's the principle behind a good drill bit? So this is a good drill bit, and I'm not sure how good the camera will focus. This is kind of difficult, very macro spec kind of a thing. But if you'd see, it has a flat spot over here, and then a little bit of a angle this way, and then the same way, flat spot over here, and a little bit of angle this way. This is a brand new one. Where mine, when I've sharpened it yesterday, it only has a flat spot, and that's about it. So if you're trying to compare the angle, obviously my angle is a little bit too steep. So let's see if we get the camera in. So the shiny one, this one on the left, it's mine, and it's definitely too steep. So putting it into that device, it's quite hard to get it straight. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to see if I could replicate this one using an angle grinder by hand. Still, the middle piece, like right here in the middle, it's not good enough the way that I see it. So I'm going to try to take a small file at it and see if that's going to solve the problem, because it's still a little bit not sharp enough to actually bite. So I'm trying to do is take the opposite way where it's designed to cut, take that sharpness off, so you create a pointy, you create a little bit of a point to it. So first, I'm not hoping that I got a very good pointy head to it, so let's see how that's gonna work out. It's still not biting very well, but let me try to get it even a more aggressive angle on it and see if a more aggressive angle will actually be even better. What I've done, I even went more aggressive on the angle, so it's really aggressive on the angle right now. Let's see. Nope. So more aggressive angle on it didn't do it better, it actually made it worse. Just for curiosity, let's see how it's gonna drive through a piece of wood. Well, through wood goes like cheese. So, yeah, maybe making it for metal is not the easiest thing in the world, but for wood, even here where there's a knot in there, like it's one of those harder part of the wood. Oh yeah, it definitely cuts. It definitely cuts really well. So the conclusion is, if you have to use you want to sharpen up a drill bit, just use a grinder. It will work as well as anything else. You don't need fancy tools. So as long as you have one of these, that's all you need.